Are we talking about CDC? Yeah, this ties in together. I'm getting in a huge fight with these fucking pity idiots on uh, uh, about not being vaccinated and stuff like that.
So Donald Trump and the White House are in full panic mode today as they just called a press conference to defend all of their illegal actions. That's the subject of today's video, and let's see how they defend this stuff. So let's jump right in.
I just had one more, if I may. It has to do with the president's intention to remove.
Oh,
I
and they're
believe
getting
she
some
is challenging
attorneys.
it. I believe she just filed a lawsuit today, and Mr. Pulte has deferred those allegations over to the Department of Justice to investigate them. What I will say is that you had these mortgage receipts very clearly shown to the president, and he has the cause that he needs to fire this individual. He laid it out in the letter that he provided to her and to the public as well. And so we'll continue to fight this battle. Carrie.
So this is what this is all about. Is Donald Trump the supreme king and supreme leader to where he can judge anything and say, okay, I've decided because I am Donald Trump and me alone, you're fired, right? Is that the world that we want to live in? And so what you have right now in the White House is a bunch of sycophants and basically cultists, as you'll see, just saying, well, Donald Trump said so, therefore it must be okay. And I just want you guys to process this, like how egregious this stuff is.
Right.
Because if you want to preserve democracy.
Right.
Comments of my predecessor, Ms. Psaki, and frankly, I think they're incredibly insensitive and disrespect the president's mission to make America healthy again. And the secretary asked her to resign. She said she would, and then she said she wouldn't, so the president fired her, which he has every right to do. It was President Trump who was overwhelmingly reelected on November 5th. This woman has never received a vote in her life, and the president has the authority to fire those who are not aligned with his mission. A new replacement will be announced by either the president or the secretary very soon, and the president and Secretary Kennedy are committed to restoring trust and transparency and credibility to the CDC by ensuring their leadership and their decisions are more public-facing, more accountable, strengthening our public health system, and restoring it to its core mission of protecting Americans from communicable diseases, investing in innovation to prevent, detect, and respond to future threats. That's the mission of the CDC, and we're going to make sure that folks that are in positions of leadership there are aligned with that mission.
All this is about is we need to be loyal to Donald Trump. We need to get people aligned with the mission.
All right.
This is undoubtedly one of the best clips I've seen all week, and you just need to watch it for yourself. It's that good. Right now, as we speak, a major protest is taking place against the Trump administration, and it's happening from within. The people you see on your screen right now are not just average, everyday Americans who are fed up with what Donald Trump is doing. They work for the CDC. There was a huge walkout at the CDC in Atlanta today to protest Donald Trump firing top health officials because they wouldn't do his bidding, and of course his anti-health and anti-science policies. This video is so inspiring, so hopeful. I have so many different videos and photos to show you from it, and you just got to take a watch because, you know, in a time of such darkness in the United States, little things like this can really lift your spirit. Now, before we dive into this video and watch it, I want to give you a little context on how we got here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, comment down below, let me know what you think about this story. Without further ado, let's dive in. So it all started when CDC Director Susan Monterez was fired by the Trump administration after refusing to resign, citing reckless directives. Monterez's lawyers said she refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives. The White House responded by saying that she wasn't aligned with Donald Trump's agenda, which is of course an agenda that hurts the American people, not helps. The director, Susan Monterez, said she was resisting being ousted by RFK Jr. for political reasons after only a month in office. She's only been there for a little while, and Trump has already fired her, which is a common theme throughout the Trump admin. Quote, when CDC Director Susan Monterez refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fire dedicated health experts, she chose protecting the public over serving a political agenda. For that, she's been targeted, said her lawyers. Dr. Monterez has neither resigned nor received notification from the White House that she's been fired, and as a person of integrity and devoted to science, she will not resign, added the attorney, who did not reply to a request for comment. And then subsequently, after that statement came out, the White House fired her. Donald Trump fired her. And we see this.
Okay, but what Chris was saying, the last guy we were watching, he was saying that it was just a part of the power grab, and I think that's some of it, but this is more so, like I said, I think there's something more nefarious going on. I think there's something more evil going on. I think there is like some bad shit about to happen. And so I think this is part of it. It's part of a concerted effort to weaken the millions, the masses, the middle class, the poor people, to make them unhealthy, to make them poor, make them more reliant on the government, so it's easier for them to take power. So that's, I think, where we're at.
All the time in the Trump administration, when someone won't do Donald Trump's bidding, when the data says something else, and that expert in their field decides to, rightly side with the data, Donald Trump will target them and have them fired. And a White House spokesperson said that Monterez is not aligned with Trump's agenda of making America healthy again, because according to Donald Trump, attacking science, withdrawing funding for vaccines that are showing incredibly promising results in different experiments and studies, apparently that makes America more healthy. Just after midnight on Blue Sky, the attorney for Monterez said, as a presidential appointee, Senate-confirmed officer, only the president himself can fire her, adding at the time that she remains a CDC director, but then, of course, she was fired. This firing sparked a near immediate leadership exodus, and this is important for the clip, from the CDC, which is charged with safekeeping the public health. At least 4 top officials announced their resignations, including all of the amazing people you see here who are experts in their fields. They know what they're talking about. They're not losers like Donald Trump, who has no idea his left from his right, his up from his down. They know what they're talking about when it comes to medicine and when it comes to science. And that led to this massive protest you see today. These folks who resigned were forced out of the building by security at the CDC in Atlanta, and so workers came out and decided to surround them and give them essentially a walk of honor, applauding them as they walked out of the building. And honestly, you just gotta see the clip. I mean, it just gave me so much hope and really inspired me when I saw it. So without further ado, I just want to play it and show you some photos from the day. Take a look. Man. That's awesome. The resolve of the American people will always be stronger than that of Donald Trump and his goons. I mean, and that's just the reality. We see it with the No Kings protest. We see it with everyday things like this. And in this crowd, you see both
look at that!
CDC workers and
I was gonna say
average
that.
everyday folks who are fed up with what Donald Trump is doing.
We're tired.
As I mentioned, there was just a huge
we know this is
walkout at the
basic
CDC.
fucking science. This is science we learned in fucking a grade school, man. I had to watch a video on this shit. They're like, okay, you know why you get shots? I was like, no. All right, this is why you get shots, because there's things out there, and if you get infected, your immune system may not know how to react. So this shot teaches your immune immune system how to react. It's like, oh great, that fucking makes a lot of sense. About 10 received. Oh man.
Where
So like they're pushing this whole narratives, this whole anti-science, this whole pseudo-science that they have, and the actual scientists are like, no, show me the data, show me, and they're not, and they're like, all right, I'm not signing off on this shit. They're like, all right, you're out then.
dozens of staff members and leaders staged this walkout in response to the firings. The staff began their clap out protests where staffers march, hold signs, and clap outside the CDC Atlanta headquarters to support staff who had resigned, according to one staff member. And you just saw it in that clip. And there are some amazing photos from the scene. That video was just a small part of the clap protest that we saw today. This is from the AP live feed, and you can see all of these different workers outside of the CDC building clapping for the officials who resigned because of what Donald Trump is doing. Here's another angle of the walk of honor, I'd like to call it, that they got. And you can see that this crowd is deep. This crowd goes. Not only do you have workers out there, you have people who are on the street, and it goes all the way back. Behind this red car, you can see there's people there, there's people with signs. They were all waiting for these fired workers to come out to say thank you and show them some love in the comments. Drop some blue hearts, some claps, whatever you got to do. Show them some love in the comments because, man, this is inspiring. Here's another clip or a photo I want to show you, which is kind of deeper in the crowd that we just talked about. All of these folks, CDC workers, average everyday Americans, standing outside of the building, and you can see folks from different walks of life, young, old, different races, different genders, different sexual orientations. Really, really inspiring stuff. And that's why I say the resolve of the American people is stronger. And through all of this drama, this pushback from the American people to what Trump is doing, the White House doubled down. A reporter asked her. Now, a lot of those journalists in there, because the White House now picks the press pool, are MAGA. They will not do this. They will give her a softball question of why is Donald Trump so great? But these are the questions that need to be answered, and they're not doing it. So shout out to everybody that showed up for the protest today. If you did, let me know in the comments. I really want to hear from you on the story. But I'll leave the video there. Just had to share you this clip. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. As I said, drop a like, comment,
So this was like what came up. I was like, vaccines are safe and effective. RFK Jr. isn't. Shut the fuck up. I nearly died from the... Well, okay, this is I think I'm like 70 messages deep. I don't know. But I commented on this fucking guy because of what they did. And RFK Jr. is like, oh yeah, we're going to get some people in there that align. Yeah. Some people who are going to make us more unsafe. So they caught I didn't fall for propaganda. Appears vaccines made you a mean person. No, it was dumbasses like you. I'm just coming at them hard and fast because, we got 2 kids in Texas who died because they got measles and they didn't have a vaccination. So that's where we're at. Oh, this guy's cool. Maybe we'll talk about him.